I want to make a box plot for the X values and another box plot for the Y values. So to do that, I'm going to need to find the 5-number summary for the X values, and that, so I'll put that here, it's the nasal length. And then here I'll put the nasal width, because I need a 5-number summary for each of the variables that I have, and there's 2. You can see that my typing has gotten kind of covered over here. That's because my column's not wide enough, so I can move up to the top. See how the cursor changed from a big fat plus to a skinny plus with arrows on the right sides? Get it to look like that, and I'm between the 2 columns. So I go right in between, and then it shows that kind of black plus with arrows on the horizontal axis. I'm just going to sit there and double click. So just one double click, chink chink, and then it makes my column wider. It sizes it automatically for me, which is why I like to do it. You can come here and push and hold and move it, but I really like the double click because it's perfect every time. So there I've got my values. I'm going to move my graph over just a little bit again. And I'm coming back here. I need to find the minimum for the nasal length, which is my X column or the left-hand column. I'm going to find all the formulas for these values first, and I'll show you some ways that you can make your job simpler as you're typing them in. So you can either type in each formula yourself, or you can follow what I'm doing with making it simpler. It's up to you. So to start with the minimum, I need the minimum for the nasal length. So I'll say equals min, left parenthesis, and then I'm going to click on that first value, and then I'm going to use that shortcut Control-Shift down arrow, and it's going to go to the bottom of my data values. And if I scroll back up, I can see that it went A4 to A48. That's great. Right parenthesis, and then push enter. And so now I know 2 things. One, that my Control-Shift down arrow works when I'm putting in a formula, and that my range of data is A4 to A48. So I could, if I wanted to, copy that, do Control-C. So I selected it, and then I did a Control-C, and then I just messed everything up. So I have to push enter when I want to leave a cell that I've been editing, if it's a formula, or it starts to just use whatever I click on in the formula. So that's what I did a second ago. So I have it set back how it was, and if you mess something up, you can just do Control-Z, and that will undo the last command that you did, and several more, but you can get back to where you started and then start over if you want. So here I have it back how it needed to be. So now I'm just going to push enter to get away from that so that it doesn't start taking everything I click as part of the new formula. Now I need the first quartile. So that's equals quartile, and I see the exclusive, that's what we've been using for this class. I can either push a tab, or I can double click it with my mouse button. I push tab, and now I want the array or the data values that I need to find the first quartile for. So I can do Control-V, which will paste that same A4 to A48. And then remember, you have to tell it which quartile, and it's offering me first quartile, median, and third. I want the first, so I'll just tab when it's sitting on that first, paren, and then enter. Now I need median, and as you could see, it's in there in quartile, so I could do that. Tab, and then Control-V to find that same region of data, comma, and then scroll down. I need the second one, tab, right paren, enter. Quartile 3, same deal, equals QU, and it shows up, tab, and then Control-V to paste, comma, and I can just type in the number 3, that's fine, right paren, enter. Last one, maximum, so I do equals max, because that's the function, left paren, Control-V to put that A4 to A48 again, comma, oh, that one doesn't have any commas, so just a right paren, enter. Now, here's the neat part. This is why I love Excel. I selected, I put in the formulas for all of these values that showed up here. And now I want to just adjust it so it uses this set of data instead of this set. But the neat thing about Excel is that if you select those, go to the bottom right, so you get a little skinny plus, push down with your mouse, slide over one, let up with your mouse, it's going to, let's take a look at what it did. It changed it from B4 to B48, which should be this one. So I can click on the first, Control Shift down arrow, and it goes all the way down to 48. So it is B4 to B48, which is what this formula was doing for us. It switched it. See, this one says A4 to A48, and I slid it over to the right. So now it says B4 to B48. It's beautiful. Let's check the others and make sure they worked. So I have quartile, and it's B4 to B48. First quartile. Second one, and it's B's. Third one is B's, and fourth one, the maximum, is B's as well. That's why I love Excel. Okay, now I have a minimum, a quartile 1, a median, a quartile 3, and a maximum for each of my two variables. This is of course, I can select this whole area and do merge and center, and then I'm going to type in 5-number summary, because that's what I found here. So the 5-number summary for the nasal length and the nasal width, I have all those numbers there.